So yesterday I opened up this topic about testosterone and belly fat. Um, talking about how the two could be linked based on that study, and we kind of dug into it a little bit. So I wanted to jump in a little bit further on testosterone and aging, and what symptoms of aging that are normal, and then when you add low testosterone in aging, and how you can tell the difference. And I guess the reason I'm bringing this up is my wife's been talking to me about testosterone, estrogen, things like that. Just get smart on that kind of topic. And so I'm going to go ahead and have mine checked. I had mine checked back in my 40s and did a few things, and then I guess like everything in life, you let stuff go by the wayside and forget why you got where you're at, and just complacency. And so as a result, I've I stopped for a long time, and now I think it's time for me to check again on testosterone levels. And so since I care about you guys and your growth and fitness and all that, and we're working together to try to get fit, stay fit, be healthy, I feel like this is an important topic. And so today I want to talk about this idea of what's normal aging, and and what's what could be testosterone, what could be effects of low testosterone. So good morning, everybody. I'm Bryant, the over 60 guy, and I'm on my morning walk. If you're regular to my channel, you know that I like to walk at least 6 times a day for an hour, and then do push-ups, squats, and some isolation stuff, and avoid as much as I can sugar, and then also eat healthy. So and then sharing my thoughts on other topics as well. I had a lively discussion yesterday on I made the mistake and said would Forrest Gump buy a Bitcoin? I should have said, would Forrest Gump hold Bitcoin? So I have been corrected by the crowd, and I greatly appreciate all of them who have enlightened me on some stuff. That's what's great about this channel. I consistently learn from each of you. So if you haven't subscribed, or if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, hit subscribe, we'll get started. So on topics like this, where it takes a lot of it's a lot of information, and again, I'm just skimming the surface. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, obviously. So it's just really to pique your interest and get you going in researching the topic further on your own. But I think it's important, right, that we should look into it. So I make notes. I've told you before, I like to make notes. This dates back to my days of school when I was a note taker. I am a note taker, and I'm a list maker. Are you a list maker? Man, I live my life on lists. As a builder, I'm constantly putting out fires, and I have to have lists and time schedules, and man, it's a lot. I tried to go live yesterday, and I was going to show everybody what I was working on, and I got this boop, you might be violating terms and man, it was like, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know what I did wrong, but obviously when I went live, that wasn't too smart of me. So anyway, I make notes. All right, so what's normal aging? What does that look like for each of us? Slow recovery from workouts. That's normal, especially as we get into our 60s and beyond. And natural muscle decline. So natural decline in muscle over time. That's why I keep pushing, do your push-ups, do your squats, right? Occasional low energy and sleep issue. That's to be expected. And minor memory loss. Okay, well, that's me. I think I've told you, I could be in the grocery store just get off the phone with my wife. I'm supposed to pick up something, and then I'll be standing there looking like, okay, what did she say to pick up? Or I forget. I'll get home and she'll be like, hey, what about the thing? And I'm like, oh crap. So that is normal. And then, but now let's look at what might be low testosterone. All right. Persistent fatigue, even after you have a good night's sleep. So if you start feeling really fatigued even after you're sleeping well, okay, that could be a sign. Not to say it is, but it could be a sign. Increase in belly fat despite clean eating. So you're eating right, you're watching your stuff, but that belly fat is just not going away. That's could be testosterone. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm on that last bit of weight loss, and it's persistent. Muscle loss, especially in the arms and chest. So muscle loss, especially in the arms and chest. Brain fog, mood changes, low motivation. You find yourself just sitting in that couch, watching a little bit too much TV. Click, click, you're doing this. Do you ever do that? Like get on Netflix and then you just can't decide what the heck to watch? The worst thing about a good series on Netflix is when it's over and then you can't decide what the next series to watch. To binge watch, right? Is that true? So low motivation, that could be a big one. And then low libido or performance. So, guys, and, need I say more? That could be a sign for sure, right? So why does this matter? Why am I talking to you about this? Well, first of all, I care about you. You're my friends. And obviously it's something hitting home to me too. So I like to talk about things that hit home to me. But low testosterone could lead to heart issues. Man, that's a big one these days. Seems like even kids are having heart issues. Wonder why. Bone strength. Man, we have talked about bone strength, haven't we? We have talked about the need to build our core and our bone strength. And when you have low testosterone, that's not going to help. It's like when I say eating that processed sugar. Processed sugar is the devil. It automatically shuts down your immune system. It automatically, reduces it spikes your blood sugar. I'm not going to go on the sugar. I did 3 videos on it. But bone strength. So low testosterone, bone strength, and metabolic health. Your metabolic health. Also, low testosterone is tied to depression, confidence, and life outlook. Depression is real. Depression is real. I spent 26 years in the military, and a lot of us had PTSD, and and it leads to depression. And when you're not active and when you're just sitting there. I had a buddy of mine over last night. Every now and then I'll have a cigar. And so I had a buddy of mine, we had a cigar, and he's in his late 30s, and he gets depressed. He said, man, if I'm not doing much, I get depressed. So low testosterone could lead to, laziness, right? Or, sedentary life, and then that can lead to depression, lack of confidence. Your life outlook can be skewed. So all that can be tied to low testosterone. And so, I guess what can we do about it? So the first thing is we should have our levels tested. I'm getting mine tested. I go to the VA and I have a great doctor. Shout out to my doctor, Santiago. So gonna get the levels checked. Track your symptoms, right? Don't ignore the patterns. If what I've been talking about is you, don't ignore it, please. And then focus on strength training, just like we've been talking about. Focus on strength training, on sleep and diet. Watch your food intake, watch your diet, and get strong. Walking, push-ups, squats, plank. We talked about plank. I'm gonna go into bands and light weights, that kind of stuff. Soon we'll be talking about that as well. Talk to your doctor about natural versus medical treatment. So is there stuff you can do naturally? Are there foods we can eat naturally? I'm gonna dig into foods that we can eat naturally that will help us increase our testosterone. So I'll probably research that. I know when my wife gets back from her trip, we're gonna talk about healthy fats. Man, the one I did on snacking went really well. You guys seem to like that one. I'm gonna do healthy snacks next. That's a good one. So anyway, wherever you are in the world, I was trying to see if Norman, our pelican, was around. I'm not seeing the dolphins either. So, but wherever you're at, I'm praying that God is blessing you and encouraging you. I pray our time together is helpful. Just, keep you motivated. I've come to enjoy so much of you and our conversation, and it's just really amazing. So thank you for encouraging me as well. Actually, there is Norman. Norman's right out there. He's right out there. He's a big old pelican. Anyway, so I hope you have a blessed day. May God bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. And God bless you. I'm out.